I can remember this day vividly, to be honest. It was just me chasing the trend. It was me trying to make back losses. It was me trying to get back to where I was. That's kind of, when it works, it'll reinforce the negative thinking. When it doesn't work, I'm going to want to keep doing it until it works. So the best thing to do is to avoid that type of trading. Even though I made 0.5% profit, it was against my rules. And it's very, very important for us to be honest during these periods, because if I could... Welcome back to another video. It's currently Wednesday in the new week, and so far for the week, we've literally just only placed one trade. I mean, if we're not counting last week's Friday trade that we held over the weekend and hit TP on Sunday open, like around 10 p.m. Sunday night, we've placed one trade. And that's a good thing for me. It feels like a bad thing somehow that I've only placed 2 trades, but realistically, those 2 trades, well, 3, because I placed 2 positions today in the same direction, but regardless, I consider that to be much better, and the results itself are saying it's better, because for the week thus far, if I'm counting the TP on Sunday, I am up 302 pips, which, to be honest, is more than I would end the week if I am taking like 5 trades or 7 trades and stuff like that. It really goes to show that the more trades does not mean more wins. The reason I opened up the camera in this video is to really touch on my journal thus far for the month of April. So far for the month, we've taken 12 trades in total, as you can see here on my screen. 12 trades, 3 losses. Honestly, this has been the best month thus far for the year. And it's kind of sad that I'm not trading any live accounts at the moment, not even prop firm accounts. I am demo trading, however, and I'm taking my demo trades just as serious. At the beginning of April, it started off great, but I still found myself over leveraging. I still found myself over trading. So I took a step back from the charts and just paper traded. I continue to send my trades out to the community. So for persons who are still trading live, they capitalized. But to be honest, I didn't have the confidence, the faith, and I guess I didn't trust myself as much to just keep trading live. This paper trading period, however, has definitely built that confidence back, because just running through the results, I don't care about how the trades are working. I'm really trying my best to apply that whole, point A to point B trading. In a sense, set and forget. After I'm in the trade, I only care about my take profit and my stop loss. I haven't adjusted any... Well, it would be mental because I'm not actually placing these trades. I'm placing it on demo, but at the same time, I'm not moving my stop loss to break even for any of the positions. I'm just allowing it to run. And the results itself just don't lie. I cannot. And if I do go back to earlier in this year where I am over leveraging and over trading, I really don't know what to tell you. If I do go back to that stage where I'm over leveraging and over trading, then the only thing that I'll need to do is reflect in my journal, reflect at April's results thus far for the year, and I believe this will be enough to keep me grounded and keep me, disciplined to my rules, because for the month of April, it hasn't been pure sunshine and rainbows. If you look here on the screen, on the 5th trade that I took, which was the 7th of April, I don't really have that much of information written down for it, and that's for a valid reason. I have something in my notes, but we'll get to that in a second. For this date, I actually broke my rules and I was not disciplined. And I can remember this day vividly, to be honest. It was just me chasing the trend. It was me trying to make back losses. It was me trying to get back to where I was on the prop firm, 20K two-phase from SiegFund. I remember just entering position after position, thinking that the trend, is finally confirmed. We're going to break out. We're going to go in that direction. And once I zoomed out, I realized I was just chasing price. And I didn't have any type of setup. Like once I zoomed out, I realized I didn't actually have a setup. I just saw price moving and I kind of forced myself to see some type of confirmation. That was harmful to my strategy. That was harmful to my account. That was harmful to my psychology itself as a trader, because that's kind of, when it works, it'll reinforce the negative thinking. When it doesn't work, I'm going to want to keep doing it until it works. So the best thing to do is to avoid that type of trading. And we all fall victim to it. By no means am I claiming to be the best trader, a professional trader. I am just a trader. I am just a trader living in the Caribbean. I don't win all my trades. I don't profit every single solar week. And I mean, at the end of the month, for most months, yes, there is some type of profit, but it doesn't always happen. It does not always happen. In the last video that I released, I mentioned that since I became profitable, I haven't gone more than 3 months without withdrawing. And I broke that record this year. It's the 4th month of the year and I still have not withdrawn a single thing. But it just goes to show that these things happen. And it will continue happening if you don't solve the problem. If you don't identify that there is a problem and, work on finding a solution to that problem. So I did not have a setup type. It was not a bullish or bearish reversal or continuation move. I did not have any proper confirmations. Like, I have most of the confirmations, if not all of the confirmations, that I look for on a daily basis whenever I'm approaching the charts. And for that day, I was just chasing price. We'll get to the charts in a second and I'll show you what actually happened on that day. But it's just good to reflect. I'm so glad that I, documented this in my journal, and I kind of did it in a right way. I didn't lie to myself and say I saw this confirmation, because then I would be questioning my strategy. Then I'd be questioning my own confirmations and what I've been doing this whole time. Because if it's failing on such a large scale, then what am I doing? I must be doing something wrong. And to know that it's not my strategy, it's not my confirmations, it's not my system that I created, it's me. It's me not following that system, and this is the result of me not following that system. And I was honest with myself enough to, basically say I did nonsense. Anyways, moving to the next, I think this is column or row. You could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I don't know. But moving on to this next section, this is where I document whether it was a win or a loss, and it was clearly a loss. I also have BE, but like I said, I'm not moving my stop loss to break even for this entire quarter. So let's see how that goes. Time frame, I do not have that either, because I don't have any proper confirmation. So even if I'm trading on the 1 minute candles, or even if I'm trading on the 1 minute chart, I need higher time frame confirmation. So even if I do have a valid model on the lower time frame, if that doesn't align with a higher time frame, then I don't have a time frame. I don't have any type of confirmations. I don't have a trade. All these things need to align. So for me to not have setup, confirmation, and time frame, it makes sense. And what was I aiming and risking in this trade? That's the next section. RR. What am I aiming? Am I risking 1 to gain 2? Am I risking 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5? Whatever the case is, I didn't have that. I didn't outline my clear target and my clear stop. And you need to do these things. You need to outline what you're risking and what you're aiming for every trade, even if it's mentally. I didn't do that. I was just in it. I was just literally winging it. And I'll show you guys in a minute. I doubt I have any markings on the chart, because I didn't actually see any type of setup. I just rode off of price action. But just by viewing the chart itself, you will be able to see that there was no type of price action from my system. And then finally, we have the pip gain, which is pretty self-explanatory. I lost 300 pips for this one day. So imagining taking all these positions on that one day. And so far for this week, I've basically opened 2 positions, right? Counting the one on that hit TP on Sunday night, is 302 pips up with just 2 positions, right? 1 TP, 2 actual positions. And this was definitely at least 5 trades, I'm being honest with you. But to be honest, less is more. I just want 1 win for the day. I don't mind if I take a loss, but if I take a win first, I'm done for the day. And that was my system. That was what I was doing. But I don't know where this overconfidence step in play, and I don't know, bro. I don't know. Just we all go through it. I didn't have any screenshots for this trade because, well, no confirmation. And for the rest of trades, I kind of journal the right way, but for this one right here, I'm just most proud of, and this is the loss, you know? So under the notes for this particular trade, I have today's price action was incredibly volatile and unstable. As a result, I should have avoided the market because even though I secured 0.5% profit, I was risking blowing the entire account by trading during such market conditions. No proper confirmation for any of the positions taken, just purely price chasing on the 1 minute. Do not repeat this. Now, kind of confusing, yes. It's a 300 pip loss and I still gained 0.5% on the account. That means I lost 300 pips in overall trading, just chasing price, and just managed to secure probably a small percentage with a higher lot, or I just barely scraped that 0.5% in one final trade that miraculously gave me that 0.5% profit at the end of the day. I'll need to check the MT5, and I just checked it, to be honest. I'm unable to see it on the phone since Sieg is going through that transitional period. The servers are offline, but I should be able to check it in the client dashboard for the SiegFund webpage. So we'll get to that in a second so we can verify. But even though I made 0.5% profit, it was against my rules. You know, and it's very, very important for us to be honest during these periods, because if I could lie and say, you know, I caught a good trade because of my confirmations and yada, 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 then the next day I'll go into the market looking to do the same thing. And for the next trade, I actually did that. Just right under here, the notes, another trade lost because of premature entry, no confirmation on the 15th. This happened because I won the day before, even though I journaled it, even though I said, look, you should not repeat this. I did it. So avoid having to tell yourself, don't repeat this, by not doing it. Because it's easier to not do it than to tell yourself, don't repeat this, and actually follow through. So on the next day, real quick, we'll just go over this. This was also a D-rank trade, no rules and no discipline. This trade was taken on the 9th, and I believe I actually got to screenshot this one. It was 1 position or possibly 2. We'll get to that once we see on the chart. But this was for sure less than the amount of positions placed on the 7th, and it was a bit more aligning with my strategy. It still didn't have enough confirmations, but I was forcing it just a little bit, and this is the result of that. So it was a bullish reversal. I identified the setup type. I had 2 confirmations, and to be honest, my strategy allows for entering a trade with just 2 confirmations, as long as it's 2 very specific confirmations. We have that too. We have whether it was a win or a loss. It was obviously a loss. I still didn't have enough confirmation. This trade was taken on the 5-minute confirmations, based on the 5 minutes and nothing above or below. The RR was 1-to-1. And the total pip gain was negative 230. So I lost 230 pips. And if I could just pull up the screenshots before, this was the trade right here. As we can see, it's a 15-minute trade. And I had no proper confirmation because, as you know, I'm waiting for the low that was created before liquidity was swept. And that low is closed impulsively below, with either a fair value gap or just the impulsive price action with a full close of more than 2 candles, and I didn't have that. I didn't have any low being broken, but I did have a rejection once we took liquidity. And in the end, the trade ended up being a terrible loss, as you can see there. A crucial loss. That was just price wanted to do its own thing. Now, if we just step over to the charts there on the 7th, for the entire day, from right here at midnight open all the way over here, I don't have any markings on the chart, but as you can see, by 10 a.m. I didn't have any type of solid confirmations. And as you know, I usually start looking for trades from 9:30 beyond. So with all this price action taking place, I did not see the bigger picture, which was this manipulative leg at 9:45, 9:30. So at this leg of price action, we were bearish and price immediately shot up. But then we had this large wick and then large candle and all these that followed. So I didn't pay attention to the accumulation that happened, the manipulation of this low right here, and then a push above the high that was formed before that low was taken with a fair value gap. Wow. This ever happen? Like, you ever explain anything in trading, you just decide to refresh on you? But anyways, so it shot up with that fair value gap, and if I just waited, like really and truly, this happens. I know this happened to you. You've entered a trade a little bit too early and got stop out, or you end up in drawdown where you don't want to trade, you're frightened to take another position, and then once you zoom out, you just wait, you see a trade play out exactly how you would have wanted to play out. And if I entered this position right here upon the retracement into this fair value gap, it would have been a beautiful trade. Rarely any drawdown. I mean, this is some risk to take, and I probably would have been in this one with a 0.1 lot size, but regardless, right there, that's enough to recover the risk. It's 679 pips, risking 497. Yes, it's a lot, but that's the market conditions we're in. Now, getting to this trade, which was influenced by the win of the previous day, which is the 7th that we just discussed. As you can see here as well, no proper confirmations. We just saw this in the screenshots, but it just goes to show that winning when you're not supposed to be winning, doing something you're not supposed to be doing, is not good. It might feel good to win. Yeah, it always gonna feel good to win, but bro, you're messing yourself up. If not for the profit, if not for the account, do it for you. Do it for the discipline, because the discipline is true. Hey, this is carny. This is cliche and carny. Everybody's be saying this, but it's really and truly till you get in the position you realize, I gotta say the same thing. I've been watching all these people clicking off the video, pausing it, just coming by me like, yeah, you just another one of them. But really and truly is the same thing. I can't force you to believe it though. But less trades is more. Quickly before we end it, this was today's trade. Let me just zoom in. See? Early I took a loss. Alright? So early I took that loss. I sent this out to the community as well. It was a premature trade, not enough confirmation. Regardless, structure was still valid. I had patience. I wasn't scared to re-enter, because as long as I have my confirmations, then I'm gonna take it. And lo and behold, we lost 102 pips and made 247 today. So that was a very, very good trade. Just really wanted to show you how, so you could see for yourself firsthand. I did nonsense on that day, and the nonsense cost me, and it's even costing me now because I'm missing out on trades. Okay, so April 7th, it ends here, and it's actually on the other page. So we have profit, a gain of $35 and $96. As you can see, both buy and sell. For the 7th, still 7th of April 2025, we have another profit of $95. Then we go on to a loss. This is also sell and buy. A loss of $160, profit $140, profit $265. This is all the 7th. Loss $163, loss $176. This is all the 7th. I'm not playing. Profit $66, profit $209, lost 324. It all started with this loss. I worked from the bottom come up to give you the idea of like why, what was the mindset. I lost this 324, and as you saw going down, I just made a little and little and little and little, and that's how I came up to that 0.05% profit. And it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. All these trades for 0.05% profit. And if I had just like really and truly stuck to that one trade, it would have either been 600 and something pips profit, which would have been more than 0.5%, because I get 0.5% with just 100 and something pips, right? So at just 600 and something pips, it would have been more profit than I had with all these trades. So I didn't over leverage, which is good. All of the positions were the same size, but as you can tell, the stop loss placement was not the same distance. So we still had a little gap in our risk management. All these trades should not be the same size if the distance to where I need to put my stop loss is further away from some. And having your risk managed while also having your rules in place to follow, like maximum trades per day, is very, very important for the longevity of a trader. This just proves it. This like reinforces that thought, because if I didn't have that 0.5% gain on the following day, which would be the 9th, on the following trading day for me, where I also entered multiple positions, as you can see right here, almost as much as the day before. So we had much more losses on the 9th for the $9, $12 gain, $98 loss, $189 loss, $39 loss, $94 loss, $120 loss, $153 loss, and a $10 gain, all on the 9th. Again, over trading, because the day before I managed to overtrade and still secure 0.5%. Hey, if it ain't clear to you, at least it's clear to me, and I really just wanted to come on here and show you guys that the results are real. The results are more factual than how we feel and how something looks. Right? The results already happened. And if I trusted the results that happened before this new batch of results already happened, then my new batch of results would look different. So I'm taking that into consideration and implementing it now. So this new batch that's going to come after this second quarter will reflect that change. I won't have to go over my new batch of data or results and say, okay, I still need to improve this, I still need to improve that, because I've been improving. I've been seeing the results, I've been studying it, and now I'm sharing it. So that's going to be it for this video. It's a long one, I know, but this is something we needed to discuss. If you are demo trading, take those trades serious. Study your results. If you're live trading, take your trades even more serious. Study your results. Take your results even more serious than your trades. Just allow your trades to be, the let's call it a precursor, or the thing that comes before your results. I mean, it can come before your results anyways, but let your trades just be the thing leading up to the results. Let the results actually be the prize. Boast about good results, not good trades, right? So that's gonna be it for this one. If you made it this far, do you buy a solid? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely catch you in the next one. Peace.